Assalamu alaikum. Unfortunately, we have enemies from the outside, exactly like this one, who commits genocide to our lovely people in Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. But the unusual thing is to have an enemy from the inside. Procrastination is one of your biggest enemies that commits genocide to your productivity. Procrastination is a habit. Habits can be one of the weapons you have at your disposal or one of the most dangerous threats coming at you. Do you feel overwhelmed and stressed as deadlines approach, only to find yourself in a cycle of panic and regret? Imagine if you could break free from this destructive habit and turn procrastination into productivity.
Is that even possible?
In this and the next video, we will uncover the surprising truth about procrastination and provide actionable tips to conquer it once and for all. Get ready to take your productivity to the next level. If you are new here, I'm Omar Muhammad. I'm on a journey from employee to business owner, building my first AI automation agency. On this channel, I share my experiences, both successes and failures, to help you avoid common pitfalls. In this and the upcoming videos, I'm sharing a practical summary of the Learning How to Learn course provided by Coursera, a summary that focuses on practical tips you can use in your daily life. If you are serious about mastering the art of learning, Omar got you covered. You'll find a comprehensive document with all points covered in the video description, neatly laid out for easy revision. And if Arabic is the preferred language, you are in good hands. Sana got you covered. She translated the entire document for you. This topic will be covered in 2 separate videos. Here's what you can expect. What is procrastination? How does procrastination happen? Useful tips to overcome procrastination. Valuable tips to change and build new habits. What is procrastination? Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks or decisions. It is a common behavior that affects many people, often leading to stress, reduced productivity, missed deadlines, and a worse life in general. As an analogy, imagine a small snowball at the top of a hill. If you push it down, it starts to roll and gather more snow, growing larger and more difficult to stop. Procrastination works similarly. Delaying a task may seem harmless at first, but as the deadline approaches, the pressure and stress build up, making it harder to tackle the task. As an example, a student has an essay due in 2 weeks. Instead of starting early, they keep postponing it, telling themselves they have plenty of time. They spend their time watching TV and hanging out with friends. As the deadline nears, they panic and they try to write an essay in one night, resulting in poor quality and high stress. How does procrastination happen? We procrastinate about things that make us feel a little bit uncomfortable. You think about something you don't particularly like, and the pain centers of your brain light up, so you shift and narrow your focus of attention to something more enjoyable. This causes you to feel better, at least temporarily, but sadly, the long-term effects of habitual avoidance can be nasty. The ugly truth about procrastination. When you procrastinate by indulging in something more enjoyable, the pleasure is often tainted and filled with guilt. Your mind is divided between the task you should be focusing on and the activity you are currently engaged in, leaving you feeling torn and unsatisfied. This dual focus means you are not fully immersed in either the task or the current enjoyable activity, resulting in a sense of discomfort and regret. You can sense how horrible this feels.
This is horribly, horribly wrong.
Procrastination shares features with addiction. It offers temporary excitement and relief from sometimes boring reality. It makes you devise irrational excuses that sound superficially reasonable. Like, if I study too far ahead of the test, I'll forget the material. If you are troubled by procrastination, you may even start telling yourself that procrastination is an innate, unchangeable characteristic. Another thing I need to point out is that procrastination is one of the biggest enemies of spaced repetition. As we discussed in previous videos, spaced repetition is essential in boosting your understanding and recall of whatever you learn. Now, please tell me, how are you going to do spaced repetition or come up with high quality work if you are procrastinating or delaying everything to the last minute?
Come on, man, you throw that thing in reverse and get your out here now.
Either you present poor quality work, which is most of the time, or you fail miserably. Either way, you are in a sticky situation.
Come on! You could do better than that!
After a while, you start to whine. Things are hard, situation is difficult. But the truth is, You are the one who is difficult, my friend. For sure, I'm not neglecting the fact that competition is enormous and jobs are shrinking, but you gotta do the work so you can stand out from the crowd.
Whether you like it or not.
Procrastination is a central bad habit. Being present in your life will destroy you. If you improve your abilities in this area, many other positive changes will gradually begin to unfold. So let us tackle the big elephant in the room. How do you overcome procrastination? Helpful tips to overcome procrastination. Break tasks into smaller manageable steps. Large tasks can be overwhelming. Breaking them down into smaller manageable parts can make them seem more achievable. Set specific goals. Clear specific goals can provide direction and motivation. As we said earlier, instead of saying I want to exercise more, say I want to run for 20 minutes every morning. Create a schedule. Allocate specific times for each task, using apps like TickTick or Google Calendar. Just do it and do not overthinking. It's perfectly normal to feel negatively about beginning a learning session, even when it's a subject you like. What matters is how you handle those feelings. Non-procrastinators put their negative thinking aside, saying things to themselves like, quit wasting time and just get on with it. Once you get going, you'll feel better about it. This is true. You will feel pain before starting your task, but once you start, this feeling fades away quickly. If you overthink about it, it keeps attacking you with pain. Imagine you are in a race between you and the pain of procrastination. Think of the finish line of that race as the task itself. Whoever reaches the finish line first wins the race. If you start doing the task once the pain hits you, it means you win the race and the pain will go in a bit. On the other hand, if the pain wins the race, it means you are now procrastinating and you are not doing the task you should do. In this case, the feeling of pain that you should be doing the task that you are not doing right now will just keep attacking you until you start doing it. Focus on the process, not the product. What is the product? The product is simply the end result or outcome of a task, project, or activity. It is the tangible or intangible thing that is created, produced, or delivered as a result of effort, time, and resources, like completing a 10-page report. What is the process? The process is the series of steps or actions that are taken to achieve a specific goal or outcome. It is the sequence of activities, tasks, or operations that are performed to create, produce, or deliver a product. You can think of it as the small chunks of time you need over days or even weeks to finish a certain task. For example, if you need to complete a 10-page report, which is the product, you have to go through all the steps of the process, such as 2 to 3 hours of research, 1 to 2 hours of writing, 1 hour of editing. Focusing on the product can trigger pain and lead to procrastination. Instead, focus on the process to make it easier to start and continue working. Instead of thinking, let me start this 10-page report, which is the product, think like, let me just start my first 30 minutes of research, which is the process. Use the Pomodoro technique, which involves working for 25 minutes followed by a short break, usually 5 minutes, to focus on the process rather than the product. This method helps in building a habit and makes it easier to work consistently. The 25-minute focus session is not a fixed period, but it is just the sweet spot to start from if you are not used to focusing. As for me, I can easily do 35 to 40-minute focus sessions. I don't want to brag about it, but I just want to tell you it's possible. The more you practice, the better you become. Remove distractions. Identify and eliminate distractions to create a productive work environment. Embrace the flow. By focusing on the process, you avoid self-judgment and can relax into the workflow. Train yourself to let distractions pass without engaging with them, keeping your attention on the task at hand. Reward yourself. Give yourself rewards for completing tasks to stay motivated. Practice self-compassion. Do not be too hard on yourself if you procrastinate. Learn from it and move on. I have to admit that I am one of those victims who is really harsh on themselves. From experience, it's not a nice feeling to have. This is why I said practice. It's a learnable skill, not an innate trait. The more you practice, the better you become. As the saying goes, no one is perfect. Perfection belongs to Allah alone. Seek support. If you find yourself stuck in something, seek the help of those who have done it before you. Share your goals with friends or colleagues who can hold you accountable. Just like me, I'm sharing my goals on this channel to hold myself accountable for you, my lovely viewers. Having a community that shares your values can help you stay motivated and focused. This can be especially helpful during moments of weakness when you may forget your goals. It will be magnificent if you can find an accountability partner who shares your goals. This way, you can support each other when things get south and celebrate together when you achieve significant milestones. A critical note. If you cannot find a supportive community or an accountability partner, do not be that person who says, "Oh, I have no one to support me. I'll do nothing." It's a given concept. One way or another, you need to do the work to see success. This cannot be sugar-coated at all. The next few sentences will function as a summary of all the steps we've just laid out. I'll help you understand them, but I'll keep a small part to your imagination. If you need my help, please listen carefully and focus on the screen as well. Here we go. Chop your goals, cook them in a calendar pan, just heat the pan and focus on cooking, add the pomodoro, wash your hands, smell the meal, enjoy it. Do not be harsh on yourself if it doesn't taste good. The next time will be better. Invite others to cook and eat with you. This topic is not yet completed, but that's it for me now. Assalamu alaikum.